This leads to more and more complicated issues in the physical world. But how can we address the issues and build a smarter world? The Huawei Cloud Intelligent Twins include not only smart brain, but also smart edge, device awareness, and wisdom from industry. The Huawei Cloud's Intelligent Twins is committed to building a powerful AI platform to address the complicated issues emerging in the physical world. The Huawei Cloud's Intelligent Twins provide intelligent solutions for various industries, assisting governments and enterprises in real-time analysis and decision-making, facilitating smart transformation. The Transportation Intelligent Twins control traffic lights based on real-time traffic conditions to ensure smooth flow of traffic. The Transportation Intelligent Twins help Shenzhen, the city with the highest vehicle density in China, decrease the average delay by 24.2% and increase the peak hour road capacity by 3.5%. The Industrial Intelligent Twins help Huawei shorten the product design phase by 20%, increase the manufacturing capacity by 30%, and reduce equipment power consumption by 10%. Huawei Cloud is committed to continuously exploring cutting-edge AI technologies and services to develop more powerful intelligent twins in collaboration with industry partners for a smarter world. The world is changing faster than ever before. Massive sets of data come into the world every minute. This leads to more and more complicated issues in the physical world. But how can we address the issues and build a smarter world? The Huawei Cloud Intelligent Twins include not only smart brain, but also smart edge, device awareness, and wisdom from industry. The Huawei Cloud's Intelligent Twins is committed to building a powerful AI platform to address the complicated issues emerging in the physical world. The Huawei Cloud's Intelligent Twins provide intelligent solutions for various industries, assisting governments and enterprises in real-time analysis and decision-making, facilitating smart transformation. The Transportation Intelligent Twins control traffic lights based on real-time traffic conditions to ensure smooth flow of traffic. The Transportation Intelligent Twins help Shenzhen, the city with the highest vehicle density in China, decrease the average delay by 24.2% and increase the peak hour road capacity by 3.5%. The Industrial Intelligent Twins help Huawei shorten the product design phase by 20%, increase the manufacturing capacity by 30%, and reduce equipment power consumption by 10%. Huawei Cloud is committed to continuously exploring cutting-edge AI technologies and services to develop more powerful intelligent twins in collaboration with industry partners for a smarter world.
We thank God Almighty because after the blessings and graces we can gather at the every event we later look forward to it. Namely the seminar about AI from Huawei. Previously, I say welcome to Mr. Randal Wang Feng as AI Solution Sales Head Indonesia Cloud and AI Business Department from Huawei Tech Investment. And welcome to. Okay, you're welcome. And welcome to Mr. Nur Rahman Rashid as Head of Department from SV UGM. Welcome to Mr. Hendry as Moderator, and welcome to all the audiences, and thank you for taking time to attend this webinar. The father and mother and a happy audience. Before we enter the core of the show, I will read out the agenda agenda we are this afternoon. Agenda today in the opening. The second is greeting from Mr. Nur Rashid. And the third is the seminar about and the question and answer session. And now, hello. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead, please. Go ahead, please, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Please continue.
Okay, okay. Mr. Nur Rashid, please give your speech to greet
So this is my time.
Mr. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much from the Elizabeth Gusti. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are doing well this afternoon. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah, the God Almighty. First of all, I would like to thank to the speaker, Mr. Randal Wang, AI Solution Sales Head, Indonesia Cloud, and AI Business Department from Huawei Tech Investment. Thank you very much for your coming virtually into the webinar. Very nice to inviting you in 1 hour webinar series. This is one of side of the positive impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we have been running several webinars, but this afternoon will be the interesting one because the big topic is quite hot today in the Industrial 4.0 era. And also thank for Mr. Hendry as the moderator will lead the webinar this afternoon. And for students, for your information that Mr. Hendry is the person in charge of the Huawei Artificial Intelligence Academy in the Departemen of Electrical Engineering and Informatika, Vocational College, Universitas Gadjah Mada. I think it's good for you to know that Department of Electrical Engineering and Informatika has a collaboration with Huawei in the ICT Academy, with 2 programs have been running. These are Networking Academy and Artificial Intelligence Academy. I think the topic of the webinar today very sporting and motivating for the student to understand the AI technology from one of the leading company. I'm sure after this webinar, you will be excited to explore about the AI technology. Many ideas will splash in your head, so I don't want talk too much. Yeah, I think everybody here cannot wait this webinar. And for the webinar attendees, please enjoy the webinar this afternoon. We will be enlightened about the 21st century technology, that one of the Industrial 4.0 component, and the technology that will change our life, probably shifting the culture in many fields of social, economic, and industrial in the near future. And lastly, thank for whom have successfully made this webinar happen. I think that's all for me. I hope this webinar will go well, and thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the greetings, Mr. Rashid. And the next session is the seminar. I will let to Mr. Just to seminar as a moderator.
Okay, thank you very much for the Master of Ceremony for giving this chance for us to continue the events to the presentation phase. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Mr. Randal Feng. I'm sorry. Is it okay if I call you Mr. Randal?
Yes, Pak. Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you speak Bahasa, Mr. Randal?
Sedikit, Pak.
Oh, sedikit. Okay, nice. Okay, allow me to, Mr. Randal, I think I have to speak. I think in this moment I'm gonna speak in bilingual language because it is to help other students to grasp the material, the percentage material later that you are going to deliver to us. So I'm gonna speak in bahasa and also speak in English. Is that okay for you?
Yes, yes, Pak. Okay.
Thank you very much. Oke, terima kasih kami ucapkan kepada moderator, kepada MC dan juga kepada partisipan, audiens yang telah hadir hari ini untuk mengikuti webinar series yang diadakan secara rutin oleh Departemen Teknik Elektro dan Informatika Sekolah Vokasi Universitas Gadjah Mada yang selalu dilaksanakan secara online atau daring. Topik yang akan dibicarakan kali ini terkait dengan AI. Dan di sini kami mengundang Mr. Randal Wang Feng dari Huawei untuk khusus mempresentasikan tentang material AI kepada kita. Mr. Randal, I would like to welcome you to this event. Thank you very much for coming here. Prior to presenting the material to us, to the audience, to the participant, allow us to introduce you in a very short profile of you. I will read it in front of the audience. Please allow us. Okay. Ini share screen. This share screen. Okay.
Do I start now?
No, thank you. I'm gonna share a screen about you, your profile, your short profile. Allow me to introduce about you, Mr. Randal, in front of the audience, please. Oke, bisa terlihat, bisa kelihatan. Hang. Belum juga. Dia ganti-ganti terus. Sebentar ya. Saya share lagi sebentar. Share screen. Sudah? Belum juga. Sudah. Sudah. Oke. Kelihatan? Kelihatan. We apologize for what just happened. Yeah, it's a technical problem.
It's okay.
I hope now everyone can see what I am displaying in my screen. Okay. What we are gonna have next in the next 1 hour is Mr. Randal Wang Feng. We can call him Mr. Randal. He is an Huawei's AI Solution Sales Head in Indonesia Cloud and AI Business Department. He is responsible on Huawei AI ecosystem development in Indonesia, helping Huawei Indonesia local ISV partners and customers to use Huawei's latest AI solution to realize business value. Currently, he received master degree in control science and engineering from Chongqing University, and he has a very significant experience. He has more than 10 years experience in IT industries and 4 years experiences, more than 4 years experiences in Huawei research and development. Okay. That's a short introduction about Mr. Randal, the Huawei's AI Solutions Sales Head. In the next 1 hour, we are gonna give a chance to Mr. Randal to explain about the topics about AI, Huawei AI review and development strategy. Here, Mr. Randal will explain about the past, currently, and the future about AI, and then the examples application of AI that already implemented by not just Huawei, also examples from other university maybe, or maybe institution, and then he's gonna explain about the product that AI has developed as a backbone, and maybe as a chipset to help the development of AI, not just in China, maybe in other countries, including Indonesia, perhaps. And then after the explanation, after the presentation from Mr. Randal, we're gonna give a chance about 20 minutes to audience to have a discussion with Mr. Randal directly, yeah, in two ways. The audience can raise their hand to ask a question later after the presentation. And also the audience can write their question in the comments in the chat columns. Yeah. Then I will read it I will read them for Mr. Randal to answer them. Everyone can ask in English or maybe in Indonesia or Bahasa. I will help to translate them to Mr. Randal, and then I will translate what the answers from Mr. Randal to the audience, to help the audience, the students, lecturers that is watching this webinar series to be able to grasp the explanation as well. Okay, Mr. Randal, the presentation navigation will be on me or on you?
But I will share my screen back.
Excuse me?
Yeah, but I will share the screen from my part back,
okay,
because I made a several revise for my presentation.
Okay. I will stop the sharing.
Okay, thanks, Pat.
Okay, wait a second. Stop sharing. Okay, Mr. Randal, the floor is yours. Please have a chance for you. Thank you.
Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thanks by Josie. Thanks by James. Thanks by Rosti. Thanks Gajah Mada University team. So good afternoon. Selamat siang, everyone. My name is Randal Wang. I'm from Huawei Indonesia Cloud and AI Business Group, and I'm responsible for Huawei AI Solutions Development in Indonesia. And actually, thanks to University Gajah Mada to provide this great opportunity to Huawei to share our AI knowledge and to Indonesia AI developers and users. Actually, today I'm very excited. Indonesia have so many people are interested in using and developing AI. Indonesia is a big country based on our demand, and the digital economy such as e-commerce, mobile payment, internet finance, and shared travel has been developed fast in recent years. The developed digital economy will generate massive amount of data and diversified applications. I think AI technology will accelerate Indonesia's digital economy, reach into a high level, especially the new technology and infrastructure, 5G, IoT, blockchain, start to deploy in the last 5 years. As all we know, Telkomsel already released the 5G yesterday. I think the AI will also start to accelerate in Indonesia since that. So Huawei will be deeply involved in Indonesia digitalization progress and help Indonesia accelerate implementation of Indonesia 2045 strategy. So today my presentation will be divided into 3 parts. Firstly, I will share some trend knowledge about AI. Secondly, I will share Huawei review about AI development changes. At last, I will introduce Huawei AI portfolio and solution to realize these changes. So as we all know, AI is the overall outcome of 60 years of development in ICT. In 1956, the concept of artificial intelligence was officially proposed at the Dartmouth workshop organized by John McCarthy, an assistant professor at Dartmouth College. That was more than That was more than 60 years ago. Since that time, we have seen two AI winters, but AI has never stopped advancing. In 1971, Intel released the first microprocessor. That was almost 50 years ago, and Moore's law has continued to hold true throughput the rapid development of the ICT industry. If we overlay graphs of the AI and ICT development cycles over the past 70 years, it is clear that advances in AI and ICT are closely related. Academic research findings and engineering advances go hand in hand. In the past, we went through two AI winters because extension for AI were way beyond the engineering capacity of the ICT industry at the time. The good news is that each winter eventually gave way to spring, making a new beginning for AI. Today, we again find ourselves in a session of harvest, one made possible through 6 decades of commitment and cooperation between academic and industry stakeholders in ICT domains. Moving forward, we need to make fully use of AI technology. We need to start reaping the benefits sooner rather than later and work hard to expand its value. We have to do what we can do to extend this harvest season. AI, you can consider, is a new general purpose technology. We cannot fully unleash the value of a technology unless the property defines its positioning. This is essential for us to truly understand and adapt to the AI technology. At Huawei, we recognize AI as a combination of technology that together form a new generous purpose technology. We have seen the roles of many general purpose technology before AI, such as the well, the iron, which are thousands of years ago, the railways, electricity in 19th century, the automobiles, the computers, and the internet in the 20th century. A generous purpose technology must have multiple uses across economy and have many technical complementarities and spillovers. Economists have observed that throughout human history, there have been totally 26 technicals that can be classified as true general purpose technologies. AI is one of them. By emphasizing AI's role as a generous purpose technology, my goal is to call your attention to how influential and valuable AI is to our future. As a generous purpose technology, AI will help us find more efficient solutions to problems which we already know how to fix. It will also help us address problems that have remained unsolved. As companies, if we want to stay ahead, we need to adapt some AI mindsets, use AI concepts and technologies to tackle both existing and future problems. Inside Huawei, our experience shows that AI can reduce the human in certain tasks and also automate cost reduction throughout production cycles. This is the most valuable feature of AI and what sets it apart from rule-of-the-mill informalization, which cannot automatically reduce production costs. AI will trigger change in all industries. Every one of us needs to ask ourselves, how will AI reshape or even disrupt the industry I'm working in? Going forward, we need to think of new ways to prepare our business and industries for change. There are clear signs that AI will change or disrupt a whole host of industries. For example, in intelligent transportation will make traffic way more efficiently. In personalized education will deliver efficiency gains for both teachers and students. In healthcare industry, early implementation and precision treatment have the potential to increase the life expectancy. With real-time translation across multiple languages, communication will be easier than ever before. And also in drug industries, the precision drug trials will cut the cost and time of discovering new medicine, such as prevent nuclear medicine. Telecom, network, operation and maintenance will also become more efficient. Autonomous driving and electronic cars will bring dramatic changes to the automotive industry. The list goes on and on. In just the past year since we launched Huawei Cloud AI solutions, we have already seen AI drive unprecedented momentum across all kinds of industries. AI will also change every organization. We have seen several technical revolutions since the 18th century. Each one of them has had a huge impact on organizational structures, processes, and workforce skills. But AI will change jobs and skills in a way that is quite different from the previous revolutions. Previous revolutions led to huge demand for repetitive routine tasks, such as operating equipment in textile mills and running cars and phone assembly lines. AI will greatly boost automation in almost all aspects of the organization. This means there will be much less demand for jobs that handle repetitive routine tasks. Demand for data science jobs will keep rising, including those for data scientists and data science engineers with basic know-how in data science. The total number of these jobs will be much smaller than the number of the jobs that handle repetitive and routine tasks. So it is likely that organizations will become more diamond shaped, with AI system taking the place of the people at the bottom, where they handle huge volumes of repetitive and routine tasks. And AI triggered change has just begun. Finding the right problem is much more important than chasing a new solution. Change can mean good news for some and bad news for others, especially when changes firstly start to emerge. Some people might get excited about the new, once imaginable function that AI will make possible. These people will feel a strong urge to drive large-scale AI adoption. And there will also be those who feel unconscious about underperforming AI projects, or who worry about the AI reliability and security of AI applications. These are the ones who will remain uncertain about how to best use AI in future. If we look at all the history of all generous purpose technology, this reaction to AI are all very natural. So there are 4 different phases among the curve. We just left the first phase, where exploration of AI technology and application takes place on small scale. Now we are in the second phase, where new technology and society are colliding. From a technical perspective, more and more issues are emerging as AI technologies continues to advance. If we look at the scene from an application perspective, however, the value of AI is seeing greatly recognition as it comes into wider use. That said, existing policies, corporate processes, workforces are built around old technologies, such as those in the information and internet eras. The broader social environment is not yet ready for AI era. So in these phases, we see a certain degree of coordination, even conflict between technical development and society. AI will ultimately find itself in social environments and more conducive to its development and application. When that happens, we will step into the third phase, where we see the rapid, comprehensive advances in AI adoption and productivity. In the fourth phases will be the golden era of AI, where humanity will benefit from a constant stream of new advances in technology until new general purpose technology emerge. Nevertheless, it is important to keep in mind that AI is not a cure-all to cure all. No technology can solve every problem. We need to focus on the areas where AI can create the most value, not on problem that AI isn't equipped to solve. Finding the right problem is more important than chasing a new solution. As we know, since 2010, deep learning algorithms represented by deep neural network has made greatly progress, driven by increasing powerful computers and the huge amount of data. Deep learning has successfully overcome difficult challenges, especially in computer vision or natural language processing. AI is approaching or exceeding human capabilities. So after talk about the trend of the AI industry, now let me share you some changes about AI in future. To close this gap, we need the right technology, the right talent, and the right industry ecosystem. So next, I would like to discuss 10 important changes that we have to work on together across all three of these elements. So firstly, we need to increase the speed of model training. With existing technology, training more complex models often takes days, even months. For example, Huawei just released the largest Chinese NLP model, Pangu, which contains more than 200 billion parameters last month. It cost 1 flops computing power and nearly months for training this model. So it's a crazy model to train it. So successful innovation only happens after several rounds of iteration. Slowly model training seriously holds application innovation back. We believe that training should be completed in minutes or even in seconds in future. The second change is related to the availability and cost of computing power. Computing power is the foundation of AI. Right now, it's a costly, scarcely resource. We found out many Indonesian AI developers still use consumer GPU-based personal computer to develop AI. While growth in computing power has been a major driver behind the process in AI, lack of readily available and affordable computing power is becoming a constraint that holds back broad-scale AI adoption. We need to provide more abundant and affordable computing power in the future, and we should take action now to meet this demand. The third change involves AI development. Hybrid clouds has become a major cloud service model for enterprise use. Right now, AI is deployed mostly in the cloud, with only a small portion at the edge. AI has not yet been closely integrated into business environments. So AI should be pervasive in future. Furthermore, it should be adaptable to all scenarios, and in all cases, user privacy must be respected and protected. The fourth change involves the efficiency and the security of the algorithm. Algorithm, another driver behind the AI development. The majority of basic algorithms we use today were invented before 1980s. As AI comes into winter use, the weakness of existing algorithms are becoming more apparent. Algorithms of the future should data efficient. That means they can deliver the same result with less data. Future algorithms should also be energy efficient. That means producing the same results with less compute and less energy. Algorithms also must be secure and explainable. Algorithms like this will set the stage for the broad-scale AI development. The fourth change involves AI automation. At present, AI projects are always labor-intensive, especially during the data labeling process. This requires so much labor. In effect, that specialized data labeler jobs have begun to emerge. As you know, with the rapid growing demand for AI industry in China, China is very developed in this area, and China has formed a major industry chain in the field of data labeling. Currently, millions of Chinese people work on this area. There's even a running joke in the industry: low labor, low intelligence. So moving forward, we must greatly increase the AI automation to achieve automatically or semi-automatically operations, especially during processes like data labeling, data collaboration, feature extraction, model designing, and training. The sixth change is about the practical application of AI. In June 28th, the Benjamin Ruck Associate Professor at the University of California, Berkeley, released a paper with the perplexing title. The title is "Do CIFAR-10 classifiers generalize to CIFAR-10?" So according to this paper, models that perform with high accuracy in one test set of CIFAR-10 classifiers are 5 to 15% less accuracy in another test set that closely resembles CIFAR-10, which React himself developed. This means a large drop in the practical application of a given model. It is clearly that many high-performing models and algorithms perform better in tests than in real-world execution. So industrial-grade AI models of the future must be able to meet the needs of real-world execution. It's not enough to perform well in test sets alone. The seventh change involves model updates. The accuracy of any given model should not be static. Accuracy changes with data distributions, application environments, and hardware environments. Keeping accuracy numbers with an acceptable scope is very necessary. For enterprise applications, existing model updates, however, are not done in real time. They will rely on human input at fixed intervals. It is not a semi-open loop system. So we believe that models of the future need to be adaptive to changes and update in real time. This represents a real-time closed-loop system that helps enterprise AI applications continue to operate in optimal states. The eighth change involves synergy between AI and other technologies. Every general purpose technology delivers maximum economic value only when it is combined with other technology. AI is no exception. But currently, discussions on AI, they are more often than not focused entirely on AI, with no mention of other technologies. So in future, we need to promote greatly synergy between AI and other technologies, such as cloud, IoT, edge computing, blockchain, big data, and databases. This is the only way to fully unleash the value of AI. The next change is about platform support. At present, AI is a job that can only be done by highly skilled experts. There are not enough mature, stable, extensive automation tools. Producing AI models is complex work that takes a lot of time and effort. Moving forward, we need a one-stop platform that provides the necessary automation tools, making it easy and faster to develop AI applications. When this platform is in place, AI will become a basic skill of all application developers, even all ICT workers. The last change is about talent availability. Lack of AI talent, especially data scientists, has long been seen as a major obstacle to AI progress. Data scientists are lacking and will remain so in the future. Addressing this challenge requires an AI mindset. That means providing intelligent, automated, and easy-to-use AI platform, tools, services, and training and education programs to foster a huge number of data science engineers. These people must be equipped with the ability to deal with massive volumes of basic data science tasks. The AI workforce will be organized in a pyramid-like structure, with a huge number of data science engineers working with data scientists and subject matter experts. This is how we can help resolve the lacking of AI talent. So these 10 changes do not represent the full picture of AI technologies, talents, and industry development. But if we can drive these changes, they will lay a solid foundation for future AI growth. So I will continue to explain how Huawei's solution and portfolio to meet these changes. So these 10 changes are what Huawei expects to see in the AI future, in the AI industry in future. That also be the inspirations behind Huawei's AI strategy. To drive these 10 changes, our AI strategy including the following 5 priorities. Firstly, we invest in the AI research, develop fundamental capabilities for data and powerful, efficient, secure, trust, automated machine learning in computer vision, natural language processing, decision inference. Secondly, we built a full-stack AI portfolio, deliver abundant and affordable computing power, provide an efficient and easy-to-use AI platform with full pipeline services, and make the portfolio adapt to all scenarios, both standalone and cooperative scenarios between cloud, edge, and device. Third, we develop an open ecosystem and talent. We cooperate widely with global academy, industries, and partners. Fourth, we strengthen existing portfolio. We bring an AI mindset and technologies into existing our products and solutions to create greater value and enhance competitive strengths. And last, we drive operational efficiency at Huawei. we apply AI to massive volumes of routine business activities for better efficiency and quantity. As I mentioned, Huawei has a full stack and all scenarios AI portfolio. By all scenarios, we mean different deployment scenarios for AI, including the public clouds, the private clouds, the edge computing, and the consumer devices and industry IoT devices. Full stack is about the functionality of our technology. Our technology portfolio, including the chips, the chip enablement, training and inference framework, and the application enablement. Specifically, our full stack portfolio includes the following. The first one is our chip, the Eng series chip. Eng series chip is an AI IP and chip series based on unified, scalable architecture. In these scenarios, we have Eng Max, Eng Mini, Eng Lite, Eng Tiny, and Eng Narrow. And we also have Eng 910 has the world's greatest computing density in a single chip. And Eng 310 is the most efficient AI SoC for lower power computing. Besides the chips, we also have CAN. CAN is a chip operator library and highly automated operators development toolkit. And above the CAN, we also have the MANSPO. MANSPO is a unified training and influence framework for device, edge, and cloud. At last, we also have the Moderator. Moderator is our one-stop AI development platform that enables developers and data scientists of any skill level to rapidly build, train, and deploy models anywhere, from cloud to the edge, accelerates end-to-end AI development and foster AI innovations with key capabilities, including data pre-processing, semi-automatic data labeling, distributed training, and automated model building. So let me talk more details about the chip layer. So facing with surging AI requirements, the industry is still dominated by a few companies. The cost is still very high. The delivery period is also very long, and the local service support capacity also very not good. So the AI requirements of many industries cannot be effectively met. Huawei has released Eng 310 and Eng 910 chips for AI inference and training scenarios. The Unicode DaVinci 3 Coupe architecture of this Eng chip enable high computing power, energy efficiency, and scalability. The Eng 310 chip is an ultra high energy efficient AI SoC used in edge intelligence scenarios. It uses the 3-nanometer manufacture process to provide 22 TOPS in 8 computing power, and it only takes 8 watts power consumption, which is suitable for scenarios requiring no power consumption for edge computing. The Eng 910 chip is a single chip with the highest computing density. It is suitable for AI training. It uses the 7-nanometer manufacture process to provide 640 TOPS floating 16 computing power and the maximum power consumption of 910 watts. So based on these two chips, we have built several types and scenarios of the AI infrastructure. For example, for Atlas 900, it is the fastest AI cluster for the HPC scenarios. And for Atlas 800 AI servers for training. It is usually used for in cloud scenarios. And we also have the Atlas 5 AI edge solutions. The Atlas 500 is especially used for the edge computing scenarios. And we also have Atlas 200 AI accelerator model, which is dedicated use for the small devices such as drone, such as robot in the edge. So this CAN is the short name of our is a short name. Sorry. The CAN is a short name for computer architecture for natural networks. It sits above the chip layer, acts as a software inference. It is Huawei's self-research operator library and 2BE operator development kit, improving development efficiency to better match our instant chip enablement. It delivers optimal development efficiency and operator performance. It meets the requirements of both academic research and enterprise scenarios. If you are familiar with NVIDIA, the CAN is similar to NVIDIA CUDA, which is a software layer to talk to the underlying GPU cores. The key components of CAN is its Tensor engine. It is a highly automatically operated development tools, and it enables data scientists and developers to design complex deep learning networks involving intense mathematical calculation. Tensor engine absorbs CAN through a programming-friendly inference. And for the function, also is similar like the NVIDIA cuDNN. It supports mainstream deep learning frameworks such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, and Huawei MENSPO. Huawei MENSPO is our own unified training and inference framework, architectured to the design-friendly and operations-friendly. This is adaptable to multiple scenarios. It includes core systems such as model library, graph compute, and tooling toolkits, a unified distributed architecture for machine learning, deep learning, and reinforcement learning. And it is a flexible program influence along with support for multiple languages, such as Python, such as C++. MENSPO is highly optimized for instant serial chips. It takes advantage of the hardware innovations that went into the design of the AI chips. Apart from the hardware and the deep learning frameworks, Huawei also has invested in an application enablement layer that acts as a machine learning platform as a service, which the brand name is Moderator. It comes with integrates machine learning pipelines with all the stages, much as data acquisition, data preparation, feature generation, training, optimization of model, and the deployment built into the platform. So it is a one-stop end-to-end AI development, which is available in Huawei Cloud. So during the AI development, a large amount of data needs to be processed. The data preparation and labeling often takes more than half of the overall development time. The Moderator data processing framework provides the functions such as data collection, data filtering, data labeling, and dataset version measurement. It supports automatic and semi-automatic data filtering, automatic data pre-labeling, and auxiliary automatic labeling tools. AI developers can implement the entire data labeling process based on this framework. the efficiency of AI developers is greatly improved. And data feature mining also help you quickly and conveniently understand the feature of data sets, find deeper problems in a timely manner, and formulate subsequently optimization and processing solutions. The Model Edge feature mining model mainly supports features, resolutions, image brightness, image saturation, and common image features such as definition, rich color, area standardization, and stacking. It totally supports 20 plus vector auto extractions for datasets. During AI development, it is not easy to set up a development environment. You must consider select an AI framework, select an algorithm, the debug code, and install corresponding software and hardware extraction driver libraries. As a result, the threshold for learning AI development is very high. To solve these problems, the Huawei Moderator algorithm development platform simplifies the entire development process and lowers the development threshold. Common AI developers can develop and deploy the AI model with only 3 steps. That is, firstly, you just upload and label the data. Secondly, you train the data in our platform. At last, you validate and deploy data. So in these 3 steps, you even no need programming, which can improve your AI development efficiency very much. So the Model S also integrates the Jupyter Notebook to provide online development and debugging tools for AI developers. By creating a development environment, and the developers can compile and commission model training code and train model based on the code. Developers can also use Huawei developed distributed training acceleration framework to compile training scripts, which makes code writing more efficient and concise. The Model S notebook development environment is ideal for AI teaching. Currently, multiple well-known education institutions offer AI courses based on this Model S. So I hope all the audience after this webinar, maybe you can register Huawei Cloud and try to use this notebook tools. Compare with you buying the GPU server or GPU personal computer to learn AI. You use the Huawei Cloud notebook tools is much cheap and no need to pay much money, and also very convenient. Build an environment only 2 or 3 minutes can build the environment. No need to build the AI development from the hardware layer, the software layer from the beginning. In addition to data and algorithm, developers spend a lot of time on model parameter design during model training. Model training parameters directly affect model precision and the model convergence time. Parameter selection depends greatly on the experience of AI developers. Improper parameter selection may cause model precision to fail to reach the expected results, or the model training time will greatly increase. To reduce developer professional requirements and improve the development efficiency and the training performance of model training, Model S automatically adjusts hyperparameters based on the machine learning algorithm and reinforcement learning models, such as learning rate and batch size. pre-configure and optimize common models to simplify model development. Model arts also can provide the real-time observing in trading process to make the trading task more clearly. Generally, AI model development and large-scale development are complex. For example, smart transportation needs to be deployed in cloud, edge, and device scenarios after a trained model is obtained. For example, on the device side, you need to deploy the cameras of different vendors and different specifications. And model arts also, for example, the smart transportation needs to be deployed in cloud, edge, and devices scenarios after a trained model is obtained. For example, on the device side, you need to deploy the cameras of different specifications and vendors at a time, which is a timely consuming and labor-intensive project. Model arts can support one-click deployment of trained models to various devices and scenarios on device, edge, and cloud. In addition, it is secure and reliable one-stop deployment model for individual developers, enterprise, and device manufacturers. I must emphasize that with the continuous breakthrough and use of AI in technology development, for example, many AI scenarios in computer vision scenarios, data transformation costs are high on cloud and off cloud. Device-side chip capabilities cannot support multiple model computing. Chip response speed is also not enough, and the scenario requirements become more and more complex. Huawei Model Arts perform launches the AI application development platform capabilities for device cloud collaboration and provides a completed set of application capability libraries for individual developers, enterprise, and device manufacturers, such as face, voice, video, and test skill libraries, consisting of control codes and models. It can be deployed from the cloud to the device to enable device more intelligence. During the AI development, the data models and APIs cannot be shared with an effective range, which wastes AI deployment resource. How can we conveniently, efficiently, and even securely reuse AI development resources to meet the sharing and isolation requirements of internal and external developers? The Huawei AI market is a developer ecosystem built based on model arts. It provides model and API transaction, data and computations cases sharing function for universities, AI application developers, solution integrators, enterprise, and individual developers. It provides a secure and open sharing and transaction environment to accelerate the development and implementation of AI products, and ensure that developers in the AI development ecosystem can efficiently realize their business values. Huawei AI market supports sharing and management of data, models, and APIs within enterprise teams, improving team collaborative development efficiency. It also provides a data, model, and API sharing transaction platform for external developers to transform developer technology into value. The AI market supports cloud storage of millions of data, models, and APIs, and also supports high concurrent access by thousands of users. And this one is a Huawei Octopolis, is a Huawei driving cloud service, which name is Huawei Octopus. Huawei Octopus is an on-demand full-stack cloud platform that is still being planned to go to the market. So currently, you cannot find this service in Huawei Cloud, but Huawei will release this service to the developers soon. The services covers full cycle services such as autonomous driving cars, driving data, models, training, simulation, and labeling. It provides 3 services, including data services, training services, and simulation service to automobile enterprise and developers. So for the data service, the processors sensor data output from the vertical mounted hardware platform and supports playback of data in different formats, such as radar, cameras. It also supports PB-level massive storage, interactive big data query, and the massive data governance. For the training services, it manages and trains automatic driving models, continuously improve model accuracy based on the new data sets and test sets, and continuously improve the safety factor of the automatic driving. The platform also provides hardware acceleration, which greatly shortens training time and improves training efficiency. For simulation services, it provides tools such as simulation, scenarios library management, scenario segments, and evaluation systems to ensure compliance, security, measurability, and the quality of the autonomous models so that it can be quickly integrated into the vision. At last, Huawei used chips and performance as the core to make self-driving development smarter and efficiently and more convenient. So in future, if you are interested to develop the autonomous driving applications, I suggest you can try to use this cloud service from Huawei Cloud. And Huawei AI Intelligent Twins integrates AI technologies into application scenarios of various industries and fully utilize advantages of AI technologies to improve efficiency and experience. So these solutions have integrated Huawei's industry experience, and that means we open our deep industry experience to the public, to our partners, to help them to develop the higher applications to the industries. So it's currently including several twins. The first one is a traffic intelligent twins. Traffic intelligent twins enable 24 hours and 7 days and all area traffic condition monitoring, traffic accident detection, real-time traffic signal scheduling, traffic situation night screen display, and also key vertical measurements. And it also can deliver an efficient, environment-friendly, and safe travel experience. The industrial intelligent twins use big data and AI technologies to provide a full scenarios of experience, covering design, production, logistics, sales, and service. It helps enterprise gain a leading position. the campus intelligent twins manages and monitors industrial, residential, and commercial campuses. It adopts AI technology such as video analysis and data mining to make our work and life more convenient and efficient. And the vertical twins, especially the optimized for the vertical. So this is the website of Huawei AI Experience Center. So if you want to join and experience Huawei's AI services, you can go to the Google and search the AI Experience Center. So in the AI Experience Center, we almost share all our AI services as a demo. So you can test and try our AI application service in this website. And also all the training and experience are free of charge. So you even no need to register Huawei Cloud account. You can join and experience our AI services in here. So if you are developers and are interested about developing the AI, so I suggest you register Huawei account and use Huawei Moderator cloud service to develop the AI applications. So as I mentioned just now, compare with you buying the hardware such as GPU server, GPU personal computer. By using a cloud, if you just for learning the AI, the cost you afford in the cloud is much cheaper the cost you purchase from the hardware vendors. And also it is very easy to use. You can implement and build the AI environment in just in minutes. No need to care about how to realize from the hardware layer, from the OS layer, even from the package libraries installation layer. You just need to deploy and request the service which you need. So by this Moderator service and also provide the much higher the computing power than you just buy from the GPU personal computer, because all these Moderators, the basic hardware is based on the NVIDIA GPU server and the Huawei Ensign AI servers. So compared with the low level, the GPU based personal computer, the performance, the training time will be much short, and your AI development efficiency will be much increased. So that's all my presentation about the Huawei AI review today. So if you have any question, please can let me know. I hope I can help clarify. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Randal. It was an impressive presentation material. It explains about, you have clearly explained about a lot of things, including the development of AI in a very short, very brief description. You also explain about what Huawei have developed to support the development of AI, not just a simulation, but also provided, develop, doing invention in a chip, AI chip, yeah.
Yes.
And then Huawei also, I don't know what to say this, but it seems that you are going to formularize what the current situation and what it has to be about AI. And there are a lot of explanation that you have provided to us in this presentation. I hope the audience and participants can understand, can what we call can grasp the presentation that you have delivered to us. Okay, kali ini kami akan membuka kesempatan kepada audiens partisipan untuk memberikan pertanyaan ya, dalam 20-25 menit ke depan. Kami akan memberikan kesempatan pertanyaan untuk 3 sampai 4 penanya ya. Setiap kali pertanyaan dilontarkan nanti akan langsung dijawab oleh Mr. Randal, atau mungkin pertanyaan kita kumpul dulu baru akan dijawab oleh Mr. Randal ya. Mungkin kalau ada yang ingin bertanya silakan menuliskan di kolom chat ataupun raise hand, boleh berbahasa Indonesia maupun berbahasa Inggris ya. Kami akan kami persilakan kepada partisipan kalau ada yang bertanya. Oh, yeah. Okay, Randal, what do you think about, I read somewhere, yeah, in the resources, I forgot about where I read this statement. It is said that actually AI depends highly on the data cleansing, the data preparation. If I don't forget, about 46-45% of the effort that we give to the development of AI model depends on how we provide, how we prepare the data before we feeding them into our model. Is that true?
Yes, but currently, as I just mentioned, during the AI development, about 50% or 45% of your workload is for the data processing, because the data input, which you input the AI model for training, it will influence your model proficiency at last. So currently, most of people, if you want to get the more accuracy, the AI model, you must get input enough data and collect enough data and process enough data into your AI model so that you can get the precise AI model. So that's why currently in China, for the AI process, the AI data processing already form mature industries. A lot of people, about millions of people, start to do the data labeling works. So their work is very simple. They just need a personal computer, and the companies give the pictures, give the videos to them. They just use the pre-installed software to mark the labels in the pictures and the videos. By this way, to help to process the data.
Okay, so we can say that literally AI has opened a new job for people, yeah.
Yes, so I think many people say AI will kill people's job. I think is not a very proper or not very correct.
Yeah.
Actually, really, it will kill some job, but it also creates new job. Just to take example, 10 years ago, when we start to do the internet business, when we start to deploy the e-commerce, many people think the e-commerce will kill the traditional business. But at last, we find that after e-commerce deployed, many new jobs has created, such as Grab, such as Gojek, such as GoFood, everything.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a plausible argument. Yeah, but you know that AI also in the future will close, some jobs, maybe a lot of jobs. But if we do not, but I think I agree with you because the presence of AI is inevitably, we have to accept it and walk along with it, because if we try to reject, or maybe we don't want to accept AI, I think especially Indonesia, our nation, the Indonesia will be out of, we already left around 10 years, maybe 50 years, but if we do not accept AI now, I think our nation, the Indonesia, will be left more in a couple of years. I think you're true. You're correct that AI is something that we have to accept right now. Okay, I have another question. Could you you know that actually in this world, it is not only Huawei that developed the device for AI.
Yeah.
You have Atlas, you have two type of chips, very strong chips that Huawei has developed. But but in the other world, in the other part of the world, we have a competitor like, let's say, NVIDIA. They also built their own chipset, their own system. Could you please explain the position? What is the position of Huawei amongst all the corporations that compete in the AI field?
Okay, but so just I show you our Huawei portfolio. So in our portfolio, product portfolio and solution portfolio, we have the chip layer and the hardware based on the chip, and also have the chip enablement, and also have the framework for AI development, also have the application enablement. So different from NVIDIA, NVIDIA maybe focus on the chip layer, and we focus on the full stack layer. And actually Huawei's full stack layer is very open. So besides the Atlas, which we except the Atlas for the hardware layer, like the software layer for the CAN, for the multiple open source framework, and also for the application multiple, we all support the NVIDIA GPU's infrastructure and chip. So that means if you even do not buy Huawei hardware, you can still use our software in application enablement layer to develop the AI applications.
Okay.
And so that's why we are open to the industries. We do not close.
So the model art version 2.0 is open for public, for everyone.
Yes, the model art 2.0 is open to public everyone. So you just need to register Huawei cloud account, and you can start to enjoy the experience.
Okay, yeah. And once more, I read somewhere, in some sources, there are a story about the development of AI. Also, they say that actually in recent years, up to now, most of the result, most of the model that has been developed in AI actually only fall in they give a best result, best prediction, best classification result, best detection, etc., and so on, only in simulation. But when it comes to real application, actually they almost most of them are fair. Is that true?
So for this question, I don't understand, but
yeah, the AI model that they have been developed, many AI models have been developed by many researchers in the world.
Yes,
actually are good, are best. They give good performance, best performance only in simulation. Let's say laboratory, let's say prototyping. But when the realization, when we try to realize them into the field, into the implementation, then the accuracy, the precision becomes low. Is that true?
Yes, actually, but I think this is logic, because when you're training the AI model, your data set maybe is very small and not enough to explain all the conditions, to express conditions. But based on the industry trend, currently in future the AI model must be more and more accuracy than before. As you know, currently the AI model also become more and more bigger than before. Like the latest the model such as GPT-3 from the OpenAI, it has more than 170 billion parameters. So even for training it, you need to take 2 months and many servers. So the power, the data, if the data is enough, the computing power is enough, and the algorithm is proper, so that means you can get a smarter AI model in future.
So is Huawei product has the capability to train what we call this real-time training? I mean, let's say that if we have new real data, and then we want the data to be included in the database, in the training data set, while actually we already have the trained model, but the new input, we want the new input, the new data to be included into the trained model. I mean, is this something that real time, maybe by joining the AI model and then the cloud system, etc. Is it something that AI product can handle? So your
yes,
AI
actually,
model.
As you mentioned, for the real time model, actually the scientists, especially for data scientists, they already start to develop recently, and currently many models already can such as the real-time RSN, they already can support the real-time optimize. So that means you can use the latest data to input the model to optimize your model. Actually, currently in industry, we already start to use this model.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. A very great explanation, Mr. Randal. Maybe we will ask to the audience or participants, maybe one or maybe some of them have a question for you. Okay?
Okay.
Untuk partisipan dan juga peserta, kalau seandainya ada yang ingin bertanya kepada Mr. Randal, kami persilakan dalam bahasa Inggris maupun bahasa Indonesia, bisa menuliskan di dalam kolom pertanyaan ataupun raise hand. Oh, kurang keras ya. Gini ya. Sekali lagi, kalau seandainya ada partisipan ataupun audiens yang ingin bertanya, silakan to raise hand ataupun menuliskannya di dalam kolom chat. Nanti kami akan jelaskan pertanyaannya kepada Mr. Randal. Boleh dalam bahasa Indonesia maupun bahasa Inggris. Silakan. Okay, here we have Mr. Fakir Irsyadi. He wants to ask about Mr. Randal. Could you please give us, as a university student, a recommendation how to start to learn AI, where we can find a good source?
Oh, actually, this is a good questions. Yeah. Actually, as I mentioned, I suggest. If you want to start to learn AI, I suggest you can register Huawei Cloud account and try to use Moderator to learn the AI. Because in Huawei Cloud, we do not just provide the AI learning tools, the learning environment. We also have a lot of the resource, a lot of the learning materials, a lot of the learning videos you can learn, and it compare with you learn from the books. Because we provide the learning environment. So you can, when you're learning, you can also test, you can also do the experiments. So by this way, can improve your learning efficiency. What's more, in Huawei Cloud, we also have a big AI developers forum. So if you meet any questions, you can also directly ask in the AI developer forums. They will, other people will help you to solve. So by this way, to improve your AI learning more fast. Okay. So this is my suggestion.
Okay. Thank you. One more question for Mr. Fakir. As you said that actually Huawei has provided learning ecosystem there, integrated learning ecosystem about AI. He is wondering, Mr. Fakir is wondering, is there any special hardware that we have to use to learn AI?
Sorry, but I got this. I do not got your point.
Okay. Mr. Fakir asked, is there any special hardware that we have to use to learn AI?
Actually, I think the kind of no special. So I think if you want to learn the AI well, firstly, I think you should learn the basic theories about machine learning algorithm, because the AI is based on deep learning. Deep learning is based on the machine learning. So firstly, try to learn the machine learning firstly. Machine learning, there are a lot of older algorithm which is invented before 1980s, but I think currently they're still useful, and compared with the deep learning algorithm, they are also much easy to learn. But the idea of the training inference, they're the same. So after you learn well for the machine learning, so then you start to learn the deep learning, then start to learn the AI will be a good route for you to learn the AI.
Okay, so we don't need a special hardware to learn AI. So we can use our laptop, our computer to learn AI, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But if you use the personal computer, actually, based on my experience, it's not very convenient because firstly, you must install the Linux, install the OS, install the configure the network, configure a lot of the package libraries, install a lot of package areas. You must solve a lot of problems. Compared with learning AI, it will cost you a lot of time to install the environment. So it's not inconvenient. So currently, from my perspective, before I also try to do like this, I find it's low efficiency. So currently, all my learning is based on the cloud. I just use the cloud environment to use and learn, and actually the cost is very cheap. If you just use the CPU-based cloud instance, only take I think only take 5,000 IDR every hour.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. I hope Mr. Fakih can understand the answer. Actually, sebetulnya Huawei sudah menyediakan semacam learning ecosystem untuk AI, di mana kita sebetulnya bisa mendaftar, kemudian kita akan mendapatkan material di sana, kita bisa mengikuti perkuliahan yang sudah terekam, ya, jadi asinkron, ya, asynchronous learning from Huawei, ya, in their platform. Jadi nanti kita bisa setelah mengikuti perkuliahan itu satu pertemuan, 2 pertemuan, 3 pertemuan, kemudian kita akan bisa mengikuti tesnya di situ. Mereka sudah menyiapkan untuk mengasah pengetahuan kita terhadap apa yang sudah kita pelajari. Kemudian ada beberapa hardware memang yang juga Huawei telah siapkan, memang kita bisa saja membeli, ya, atau kita mungkin bisa bekerjasama dengan mereka untuk disiapkan alat-alatnya, di mana kita bisa belajar mungkin hanya dalam tahap inference atau mungkin tahap pengembangannya, mungkin device-nya lebih kompleks lagi. Ya, hal itu bisa dilanjutkan dengan kalau seandainya kita memang ingin bekerja sama dengan mereka. Oke, mungkin ada pertanyaan lagi dari partisipan yang lainnya. We still have we still have 10 minutes, yeah, for audience participants. If there is another one that want to ask a question. Okay, Mr. Randal, actually, to be honest, I can't wait for the octopus to come. You know, it's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
The octopus that you explained, yeah. So it's still in the development process.
Yes, actually, currently still in not. I think last time my R&D told me it's already finished, but still not on the market.
Okay. It's gonna be a great experience to have if we have a chance to test the octopus.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Because currently, based on my experience, I still do not find the other cloud vendors can provide this service. But why Huawei can provide this service? Because Huawei already released our Huawei autonomous cars with Huawei AI solution inside in China. So that's why Huawei opened this service to the public.
Okay, but that car. So Huawei has released a car that has octopus embedded inside it.
Yes, actually, for that octopus is just a cloud platform service.
Okay.
Huawei in China, Huawei already cooperate with some car manufacturers. So Huawei provide the infrastructure, provide the autonomous platform and provide the software to the automobile manufacturers to create the autonomous cars. And for the cloud service, so the developers can use the cloud service platform to develop their own autonomously AI applications. So they can use their own data to do the training to develop their own model based on that cloud service.
Okay. Good news, very good news. Oke, kami masih memberikan kesempatan kepada partisipan kalau ada yang ingin bertanya. Silakan kalau ada yang ingin bertanya. Satu pertanyaan lagi mungkin. Ada teman-teman mungkin yang ingin bertanya, partisipan? Oke, saya cek dulu kolom chatnya. Oke, tidak ada. Oke, kalau tidak ada yang bertanya, saya kira mungkin sesi tanya jawab kami sudahi saja. Ya, dengan menutup sesi tanya jawab ini, artinya sesi presentasi dari Mr. Randal juga sudah selesai. Ya. We would like to say thank you to Mr. Randal Wang, Mr. Randal. Thank you very much for coming here to fulfill our invitation. It's a very big pleasure for us. We believe that your time is very expensive, and you give almost 2 hours for us from Universitas Gadjah Mada. It's a very big pleasure for us, and I hope you can get a benefit also from us. I believe that one day we will be able to have a good cooperation, not just the students, maybe also the lecturers, and I hope one day we will be able to invite you again to give some speech to us about AI and the development. Thank you very much again, Mr. Randal. Dan kesempatan ini kami serahkan kembali kepada MC-nya. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Randal.
Thank you, Pak. Thank you. Thanks for Gadjah Mada University to give me this great opportunity to Huawei to share our AI knowledge and AI review. Actually, based on Huawei's perspective, we think Indonesia is a very big market. So currently, your e-commerce and your e-commerce business develop very fast, also very developed now. So based on our understanding, so because Indonesia have a great population, so in future we'll have a huge data. So the AI should also be very developed in future. So Huawei want to join and cooperate Indonesia together to support the Indonesia AI develop fast. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you. Mungkin agar itu bisa terjadi dengan cepat, mungkin collaboration with university is gonna be a good choice ya. Oke, saya kira semuanya sudah disampaikan dengan baik. Izinkan saya sebelum saya mengembalikan kepada MC untuk menatap acara ini dengan summary. Apa yang telah disampaikan tadi dalam presentasi ini adalah bahwa AI telah mengalami perkembangan yang signifikan sejak beberapa dekade yang lalu, ya, dimulai dari tahap 1, tahap 2, dan tahap 3. Saat ini kita berada di tengah-tengah, di mana terjadi collision ya, antara AI dengan kepentingan manusia. Ya. Itu hal yang wajar dalam pertumbuhan industri. Ada suatu saat nanti kita akan bersama-sama atau akan berjalan bersama dengan AI itu. Jadi itu memang harus dijalani. Ya. Itu sesuatu yang tidak bisa dihindari. Kemudian dalam hal ini beberapa perusahaan telah berkembang, mereka menginisiasi proyek-proyek yang terkait dengan AI, termasuk salah satunya adalah Huawei. Huawei telah memberikan banyak kontribusi dalam perkembangan AI. Mereka telah membuat milestone, kemudian menciptakan chipset, produk-produk mereka yang kemudian telah diterapkan baik di negara Cina sendiri maupun di beberapa tempat di luar Cina, baik di universitas yang ada di Cina maupun di universitas yang ada di luar Cina. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih. We would like to say thank you again to Mr. Randal. We will see you again one day. Yeah, we hope you will be able to be available. I mean, if we invite you again, you'll be able to give your time to us.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, Pak.
Ya,
Thank you, Pak.
terima kasih. Kami kembalikan kepada Elizabeth Gusti sebagai MC.
Terima kasih Pak Jens. Once again, thank you for the time, Mr. Randal Wang Feng. I'm sorry, and thank you for the education about AI development from Huawei. And also thank you for Mr. Jens Hendry as the moderator. I hope all the materials can be more practiced in Indonesia. And overall, thank you for the audience for sparing your time to attend this seminar. And sorry for some mistake at first. Before we end this seminar, let's take a picture as documentation. So hold on and turn on your camera, please. For all the audience, please turn on the camera. We'll take a picture with Mr. Randal as the documentation. Okay. The first page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The second page. To take a picture. Please hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, Mr. Randal. Thank you, Mr. Jans, and thank you for all the audience. We can end this seminar with grateful. Let's pray together. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Jans. Thank you, Mr. Randal.
Thank you, Mr. Randal. See you again. Thank you, Elizabeth. Terima kasih. Thank you semuanya. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Randal. Terima kasih, Pak Jans.